What's going on, guys? It's Brendan Dzwierzynski here, live from David Booth, Kansas Memorial Stadium, the site of yet another Kansas Jayhawks win to open up the season. They take down the Iowa State Cyclones on Saturday night in Week 5 by a margin of just 14-11. So if you were one of many people who bet the over in this game, you unfortunately were a loser in this one. It was a defensive slugfest between the two squads, but in the end, it was KU that came out on top to improve to 5-0 on the season, thus improving or picked up the win to go to 5-0 on the season, thus making them just one game shy of bowl eligibility for the year. Now, KU didn't get off to a terrible offensive start. There were no points for anybody through the first quarter of this contest, and then KU really came alive in the second quarter with 2 touchdowns within just 6 minutes and 5 seconds of each other. One on a Daniel Highshaw 4-yard touchdown run, and then again, just about 6.5 minutes later, it was Jalen Daniels punching one in for his lone rushing touchdown of the day. That made it 14-0 Kansas in the second quarter. Now, Iowa State would get on the board in the second as well on a touchdown pass from quarterback Hunter Deckers to tight end Hudson Eaton, of Iowa State. I totally got his name wrong right there. My apologies. His name is Easton Dean. I don't know why I got his name wrong there, but the fact remains, Easton Dean caught a touchdown pass for Iowa State. They got a 2-point conversion after a botched snap. That made it 14-8 going into halftime, and that is when the offense is completely shut down, although KU definitely did get a little bit of help as well when they got 3 missed field goals in the game by Iowa State, and the crews are cleaning up here now. We're just about done for the night at the booth, so the Gator driving by. But Iowa State did miss 3 field goals in the game, including the biggest one of the contest with just under a minute left in the game. A 37-yard attempt by freshman Jace Gilbert went begging. It was nowhere close to the left upright, and that was able to seal the win for Kansas in this one. It was by far the worst game offensively for KU on the season, and the worst game of the year for quarterback Jalen Daniels as well. He completed just 7 of 14 passes for only 93 yards, and he had just 9 yards rushing in the game as well. So nothing all that special for the truly special quarterback talent for KU in this one. Running the ball, Devin Neal had a nice day, 12 carries for 75 yards. Daniel Highshaw had that 1 rushing touchdown, along with the Jalen Daniels rushing touchdown. Unfortunately, Highshaw had to leave the game on a stretcher, was carted off during the second half. No early report what the injury is for Highshaw. According to Lance Leipold after the game, it was some sort of severe injury. He is at the hospital. Leipold said he had nothing major he could announce publicly, but was hoping to go visit the sophomore running back following the game tonight. Only one player for KU had more than 1 catch in the contest. That was Luke Grimm. He had 4 snags for just under 50 yards in the game. But again, it was the KU defense that stepped up time after time after time in this game. 1 interception by Jacoby Bryant, who has also become a breakout star for this program. A very acrobatic play, actually took the towel of the Iowa State receiver, then threw it up in the air as he jumped up and made the interception. A tremendous play. Nearly had a second one in the second half as well, although it was overturned on review. And the defensive line for KU, if you could name one group of players to give your player of the game honor to tonight, it would have to be that defensive front. The front 4 and the linebacking core, 5 sacks tonight of Iowa State quarterback Hunter Deckers, and they also were able to record multiple tackles for loss, held Iowa State, thanks again to those sacks and a botched snap in the first quarter, to just 26 rushing yards on 30 carries for the game. So with that victory, KU improves on the season to 5-0, again, just 1 game shy of bowl eligibility, and they have an absolutely massive contest coming up next week with undefeated TCU. The Horned Frogs will be here at the booth in a battle of undefeateds. It is the first time coming up next Saturday that KU will be hosting an undefeated matchup this late in the season with no ties involved since the early 1980s. It has been 40 years since we've seen a game like this for KU, and it is coming up at the booth 11 a.m. next Saturday against TCU. But one more time tonight from Lawrence, Kansas, and from David Booth, Kansas Memorial Stadium, it is the Kansas Jayhawks 14 and the Iowa State Cyclones 11. Iowa State loses their second game in a row. Kansas improves to 5-0. We'll be breaking the game all down coming up on 580 Sports Talk and Mic'd Up. You can hear Mic'd Up on 580 WIBW coming up Monday from noon until 3, and then a shortened edition of 580 Sports Talk due to Royals baseball from 3 until 4:30 coming up on Monday. But until then, I'm Brendan Dzwierzynski. Make sure you're checking out the Sports on 580 YouTube channel and Twitter account. We'll talk to you coming up on Monday shows.